Have you ever stood at a crossroads in life, wondering if you're truly in control of your path? The moments when the weight of choices, failures, or unexpected challenges makes you question, am I shaping my destiny, or is life shaping me? Maybe it's a career that feels stagnant, a dream you've shelved, or a fear that holds you back. In those quiet, introspective moments, what do you do? Do you surrender to the chaos, or do you rise to forge your own way? Imagine a lone archer in ancient Greece, standing on a windswept hill. The target is far, the wind unpredictable, and the crowd watching in silence. His hands steady, his breath calm, he draws the bow. The world around him fades, there is only the arrow, the target, and his will. He releases, and the arrow flies true. What gave him such precision? Not the bow, not the wind, but his mastery over himself, his focus, his discipline, his refusal to let doubt sway him. Today, on B Audio, we're embarking on a journey to uncover one of the most transformative lessons of Stoic philosophy, mastering your destiny through wisdom. This isn't about controlling every outcome or bending the world to your will. It's about shaping your character, your choices, and your responses to create a life of purpose, no matter what fate throws your way. Drawing from the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, we'll explore how to take the reins of your life and live with unshakable clarity. Grab a notebook, find a quiet space, and let's begin this exploration together. Your destiny is waiting. 1. Stoic philosophy, the art of shaping your fate. Stoic philosophy, born in the bustling streets of Athens and the marble halls of Rome over 2,000 years ago, offers a radical yet practical truth: your destiny is not written in the stars, but in the choices you make each day. The Stoics believe that while we can't control external events, fate, fortune, or the actions of others, we have absolute power over our thoughts, actions, and character. This is the heart of mastering your destiny, to live according to reason, virtue, and resilience, no matter the circumstances. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who ruled during wars and plagues, wrote in his Meditations, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. So color your soul with thoughts that are noble, just, and true." Take a moment to let that sink in. Your life, your destiny, is shaped by the thoughts you nurture. Are they thoughts of fear, resentment, or doubt? Or are they thoughts of courage, integrity, and purpose? The Stoics teach that by mastering your inner world, you master your path through the outer one. Epictetus, a former slave who became one of history's greatest thinkers, put it even more bluntly. You are not your circumstances. You are your choices. Consider a time when life felt overwhelming, maybe a failed project, a broken relationship, or a goal that slipped away. It's easy to feel like a victim of fate. But Epictetus reminds us that your destiny isn't defined by what happens to you, it's defined by how you respond. Do you dwell on the loss, or do you rise to learn, adapt, and grow? Seneca, the Stoic philosopher and advisor to emperors, adds another layer. Fate leads the willing and drags the unwilling. This is a powerful idea. You can't escape life's challenges, but you can choose to meet them willingly, with clarity and courage, or be dragged along, resentful and defeated. Mastering your destiny means choosing to walk your path with purpose, even when the road is steep. 2. Ancient story, the blacksmith's forge. Let's bring this to life with a story from ancient times. In a small village near Rome, there lived a blacksmith named Gaius. His forge was modest, his hands calloused from years of hammering iron. One day, a fire swept through the village, destroying Gaius's forge, his tools, and his livelihood. The villagers mourned for him, expecting him to despair. But Gaius did something unexpected. The next morning, he cleared the ashes, salvaged what he could, and began rebuilding. When asked why he didn't give up, Gaius said, "Fate took my forge, but it cannot take my skill or my will. Iron is shaped by fire and hammer, so too is my life." Gaius worked tirelessly, borrowing tools, learning new techniques, and even teaching apprentices. Over time, his new forge became renowned, producing blades and tools finer than ever before. The villagers called him the Unbroken, not because he avoided hardship, but because he shaped his destiny through it. Gaius's story echoes a Stoic truth: life's fires, its losses, failures, and trials, are not the end. They are the forge in which your destiny is crafted. You can't control the flames, but you can control how you wield the hammer. 3. Modern story: the entrepreneur's comeback. Now, let's fast forward to a modern example. Meet Aisha, a young entrepreneur in Chicago. At 28, she launched a tech startup with big dreams of revolutionizing education. Her app gained traction, investors poured in, and success seemed certain. But 2 years later, a major competitor released a similar product, undercutting her prices. Aisha's company lost funding, her team dwindled, and she faced bankruptcy. Many would have quit, but Aisha turned to Stoic principles she'd read about. She reminded herself of Seneca's words: "Fate leads the willing and drags the unwilling." She couldn't control the market or her competitor, but she could control her response. Aisha pivoted her business, focusing on a niche market for underserved schools. She worked nights, learned coding to cut costs, and rebuilt her vision step by step. It wasn't easy. There were moments of doubt, sleepless nights, and tears. But Aisha kept a journal, writing daily: "What can I control today? What virtue can I practice?" Slowly, her new app gained a loyal user base. Schools praised its impact, and within 3 years, Aisha's company was profitable again. Today, she mentors other entrepreneurs, sharing her story of resilience. Aisha didn't control the storms that hit her business, but she mastered her destiny by controlling her mindset, effort, and values. Her story shows that Stoic wisdom isn't just for ancient philosophers, it's a blueprint for thriving in today's world. 4. The Stoic pillars of destiny. To master your destiny, the Stoics offer 4 core virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These are the tools to shape your path. Let's explore each one and how they apply to your life. Wisdom: seeing clearly. Wisdom is the ability to see the world as it is, not as you wish it to be. It's about distinguishing what you can control from what you cannot. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "There is only one road to happiness: stop worrying about what you cannot control." Imagine you're preparing for a job interview. You can't control the interviewer's decision, but you can control your preparation, your answers, and your attitude. Wisdom means focusing your energy on those things and letting go of the rest. When you see clearly, you make choices that align with your purpose. Courage: facing the unknown. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting despite it. Epictetus said, "You must face what you fear, or it will master you." Think of a time you hesitated to take a risk, maybe starting a new career, ending a toxic relationship, or speaking up for what's right. Courage is choosing to act, even when the outcome is uncertain. It's the fuel that turns dreams into reality. Justice: living with integrity. Justice means treating others with fairness and kindness, even when it's hard. Seneca wrote, "No one is born for themselves alone, but for others as well." Your destiny isn't just about personal success, it's about the impact you have. In a world of competition, choosing to act with integrity, helping a struggling colleague, standing up for fairness, shapes a legacy that outlasts you. Temperance: mastering yourself. Temperance is self-discipline, the ability to resist impulses and stay balanced. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Be master of yourself, and you will be master of your life." Whether it's resisting procrastination, managing anger, or avoiding excess, temperance keeps you on course. It's the steady hand that guides your destiny through distractions and temptations. These 4 virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, are the pillars of a Stoic life. By practicing them, you don't just react to fate, you shape it. 5. Hypothetical story: the teacher's trial. Let's explore another story, this time a hypothetical one, to see Stoicism in action. Elena was a high school teacher in a struggling district. She loved her students, but the school faced budget cuts, outdated materials, and disengaged parents. One year, a new principal introduced harsh policies, blaming teachers for low test scores. Elena's colleagues grew bitter, some quit, and morale plummeted. Elena felt the weight of it all, her passion for teaching was fading. Then she discovered Stoicism through a book by Epictetus. His words struck her: "You are not your circumstances. You are your choices." Elena realized she couldn't control the principal or the system, but she could control her classroom and her impact. She started small, creating engaging lessons with limited resources, staying late to tutor students, and writing encouraging notes to each one. When the principal criticized her methods, Elena practiced wisdom, focusing on her students' progress rather than arguing. When burnout loomed, she practiced courage, refusing to let cynicism win. When colleagues gossiped, she practiced justice, treating everyone with respect. And when stress tempted her to overwork, she practiced temperance, setting boundaries to protect her health. By the end of the year, Elena's students outperformed others in the district. Parents noticed, and the principal softened his stance. Elena didn't change the system overnight, but she shaped her destiny as a teacher who made a difference. Her classroom became a beacon of hope, proving that destiny is crafted through small, deliberate choices. 6. Practical exercises, crafting your destiny. How can you apply Stoic wisdom to master your destiny? Here are 6 practical exercises to start today. Each is designed to build the virtues and habits that shape your path. Exercise 1, the Daily Control Audit. Every morning, take 5 minutes to write 2 lists. What I cannot control: the weather, others' opinions, unexpected delays. What I can control: my effort, my kindness, my focus. Throughout the day, when challenges arise, consult your lists. Ask, is this in my control? If not, let it go. If it is, act with purpose. For example, if a client rejects your proposal, you can't control their choice, but you can control how you refine your next pitch. This exercise trains wisdom, helping you focus on what matters. Exercise 2, the Courage Challenge. Once a week, do something that scares you. It could be small, speaking up in a meeting, trying a new skill, or big, like confronting a fear of failure. Before acting, remind yourself of Epictetus: you must face what you fear, or it will master you. Reflect afterward: what did you learn? How did it feel to act despite fear? This builds courage, the cornerstone of destiny. Exercise 3, the Gratitude Ritual. Each evening, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They can be simple: a warm meal, a friend's smile, or profound, like a lesson from a setback. Seneca said, "A contented mind is a perpetual feast." Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present, fueling temperance and clarity. Exercise 4, the Stoic Pause. When emotions like anger or anxiety surge, pause for 10 seconds. Breathe deeply and ask, is this reaction helpful? Can I choose a better response? Marcus Aurelius called this the discipline of assent. For instance, if someone cuts you off in traffic, pause before honking. Choose to let it go or respond calmly. This exercise strengthens temperance and wisdom. Exercise 5, the Justice Practice. Each day, perform one act of kindness or fairness, no matter how small: helping a stranger, listening to a friend, or giving honest feedback. Seneca's words guide us: no one is born for themselves alone. These acts shape a destiny rooted in justice, creating ripples beyond your life. Exercise 6, the Evening Reflection. Before bed, spend 10 minutes journaling. Answer: what did I do today that aligned with my virtues? Where did I fall short, and how can I improve? What challenge am I grateful for, and why? This mirrors Marcus Aurelius's practice of self-examination. It builds all 4 virtues, helping you refine your character daily. 7. Facing life's greatest challenges. Mastering your destiny doesn't mean avoiding hardship, it means thriving through it. The Stoics saw challenges as opportunities to practice virtue. Let's explore 3 common obstacles and how Stoicism helps you overcome them. Failure. Failure stings, whether it's a missed promotion, a collapsed business, or a personal goal unmet. Seneca wrote, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears." This isn't pessimism, it's realism. Failure is universal, but it's also a teacher. When you fail, ask, what can I learn? How can I grow? Aisha, the entrepreneur, turned her company's collapse into a comeback by focusing on her response. Failure doesn't define your destiny, your reaction does. Loss. Loss, whether of a loved one, a dream, or stability, is inevitable. Epictetus, who lost his freedom as a slave, said, "Never say you have lost something, only that you have returned it." This perspective isn't cold, it's liberating. Loss reminds us that nothing is truly ours forever. When you grieve, practice gratitude for what was, and courage to move forward. Your destiny is shaped by how you carry on, not by what you've lost. Fear of the future. The unknown, job security, health, global events, can paralyze us. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Do not disturb yourself by imagining the whole of your future. Meet it one moment at a time. Break the future into today's actions. If you fear unemployment, focus on building skills now. If you fear illness, prioritize health today. By living in the present, you shape a destiny unburdened by tomorrow's shadows." 8. Ancient story, Cleanthes the water carrier. Another ancient tale illustrates Stoic resilience. Cleanthes, a student of Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, was poor and worked as a water carrier by night to afford his studies. Mocked for his humble job, Cleanthes replied, "I carry water to carry wisdom." He lived frugally, studied diligently, and practiced the virtues daily. Eventually, he became a leading Stoic philosopher, respected across Greece. Cleanthes couldn't control his poverty or others' scorn, but he controlled his effort and attitude. His destiny wasn't handed to him, he built it through discipline and purpose. Like Cleanthes, you can shape your path, no matter where you start. 9. Modern story, the veteran's redemption. Let's close with one more modern story. James, a veteran in Texas, returned from service with PTSD and a sense of purposelessness. Jobs were scarce, his marriage strained, and he felt adrift. A friend gave him a copy of Meditations, and James found solace in Marcus Aurelius's words, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." James began practicing Stoicism. He volunteered at a community center, using his skills to teach woodworking to youth. When flashbacks hit, he practiced the Stoic pause, breathing through the pain. When employers rejected him, he focused on what he could control, learning new skills. When his wife grew distant, he practiced justice, listening to her without blame. Over time, James found stability. His classes became a local success, and he reconciled with his wife. He didn't erase his past, but he shaped a new destiny through Stoic wisdom. Today, he tells his students, life doesn't owe you anything. You owe yourself the effort to live well. 10. Applying Stoicism across life. Stoic wisdom is versatile, applicable to every facet of life. Here's how to use it in key areas. Career. In a demanding job, focus on what you control, your work ethic, creativity, and professionalism. Let go of office politics or unfair bosses. Practice gratitude for opportunities, like a challenging project or a supportive colleague. This builds a career aligned with your destiny. Relationships. Conflicts are inevitable, but Stoicism helps you navigate them. When a loved one frustrates you, practice the Stoic pause and ask, how can I respond with kindness? Practice justice by listening and temperance by avoiding rash words. Your relationships become a cornerstone of a meaningful destiny. Personal growth. Stoicism is a lifelong journey of self-improvement. Use the evening reflection to track progress. Take the courage challenge to push your limits. Practice wisdom by learning from mistakes. Each step forward shapes a destiny of growth and fulfillment. Health and well-being. You can't control aging or illness, but you can control habits, eating well, exercising, resting. When health falters, practice courage to face it and gratitude for what remains. This mindset creates a destiny of resilience, not victimhood. Dear friend, your destiny isn't a distant star, it's the path you walk today. You are the archer, the blacksmith, the teacher, the veteran. Your life is shaped not by fate's whims, but by the wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance you practice. Today, I challenge you, for the next 7 days, commit to one of the 6 Stoic exercises we explored. Write your control audit, take a courage challenge, or reflect in your journal. Start small, but start now. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good person should be. Be one. Let that be your guide. Master your destiny by mastering yourself, and let every choice reflect the life you want to live." If this video resonated with you, hit like and subscribe to Be Audio for more Stoic wisdom to transform your life. Share this with someone who needs it, a friend, a family member, or a colleague, and let's build a community of purpose-driven souls. In the comments, tell me, which exercise will you try this week? Which story inspired you most? I can't wait to hear your journey. Thank you for being part of Be Audio. Stay wise, stay bold, and live like a Stoic.